This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network.
Hi, I'm Niamh Kavanagh.
And I'm Gearóid Farrelly.
And you're listening to Agony Rants.
Hello, listener.
I know.
Welcome.
Monday. I'm
It's
full of
Monday
the joys.
morning. It is Monday morning, and we have news. It's like grim news. This is our last show
For
because
now.
we're taking a break for August.
We are. When we say a break, you're going to get little nuggets of.
Yeah, you're getting vintage rants every week.
Yeah, but the old vintage. So vintage rants.
Vintage rants.
Because
yes.
obviously the people who subscribe, they get the good stuff.
Vintage rants will be out on the days that it's normally out in behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And you'll be getting every Monday morning. You'll be getting a vintage rants from our collection.
Just so that you can get a sample of what you could be having.
Yeah. So essentially, you're still getting episodes. It actually sounds more or less the same because it's Eurovision winner comedian solving a problem.
A little bit shorter.
Just slightly shorter.
Yeah.
I mean, what other podcasts would do that?
I know. None.
And we probably will do an episode maybe at some point.
We may do a live, in situ.
We might do we won't have the studio, so we'll be doing it down the line. So we might do a little catchy up.
Yeah.
Midway through.
See how your mental health is.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be climbing the walls, Niamh. Climbing the walls like a crazy person. Because I don't deal with stress well.
No, you don't.
I go to pieces.
You have a little system, but I think it makes you live. You seem to thrive a little bit on stress.
On stress?
Yeah, a little bit.
I do, yeah. I think I live on adrenaline.
Because, before we go in to do any interviews, I'm always very chill. And you are going, I'm going to hate this. This is going to be terrible. Oh my God, it's going to be terrible. So we go in and he's amazing.
But sometimes it always is.
No, it isn't. It's
Sometimes
never.
it is.
It's never terrible. You're amazing. And then we come out and I'm thinking, yeah, that was good. And then, because I enjoy it, and he comes out and goes, oh, I don't know why we do that. It's terrible. It's the worst experience of my life.
But I just find it so...
I can see why you're in this industry.
I love stand-up. I love doing shows. I love doing shows, but...
I quite like a lot of what I do. So I
don't like talking about myself.
Why? You're amazing.
I just find it really boring. I mean, it's of course it's amazing for somebody talking to me, but like for me, I'm just like, well, I've lived this. Why am I talking about it? It's really boring.
You try talking about the Eurovision for 31 years.
See, I wouldn't be able.
Come back to me.
I wouldn't be able first
for the same conversation. So Gearóid, what's comedy to you?
What's the Eurovision mean to you? Nothing.
What is your most asked question?
The most asked question.
It
must be very hard.
Oh, right, okay.
No, only if you're shit at it. Like if you're shit at comedy, then it's really hard.
But if you're good at it,
it's so offensive.
I know
when people say that. Like you must find it very difficult because you're just so unlikable.
I know.
The last time I did a press day, I went into a radio station and the interviewer asked me my name 5 minutes into the interview.
Gearóid. That says more about them. That.
I did a research. Like when they ring you before an interview and they're like, so we're going to ask you about this and we'll ask you about this, and then you kind of like give them the answers that you'll give on the day. And then sometimes they're like they like you, so they're happy to talk to you. And then sometimes they're just like, I have no idea why we're talking to you. And I did one of these recently, and this guy was like, so has anything interesting happened to you, or anything interesting you can talk about?
Because quite frankly, I don't even want to read the notes.
But you're just like, but I was like, well, I can talk about this. And he's like, yeah, no, that's not really that interesting. And I was just like,
was this a researcher or the actual
researcher?
interviewer?
Yeah, he was just like, he had no, and I was like, I don't know what to say to you, like, and in the end, I was just like, oh well, I was like, come here now. I don't think you have any interest in me whatsoever. I said it as a joke. He was like, nah, not really, but I don't get to book the guests. It's just like,
what is he doing in that thing?
Okay.
But the best part now for me is there's a whole rake of new researchers come in who are obviously of a generation who has no clue about who I am, which is fine. But the thing is, they come on and so he sang in the Eurovision, isn't that right? I couldn't. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I've done it twice actually. Yeah, it's something. And then you have this conversation. And do you ever notice that when you do talk to the researchers, you like talk for an hour and a half for like a 5-minute segment?
No.
And they
That
never.
doesn't happen to me
They
at all.
never. Well,
They're
that's
just
'cause
like...
well, that's me, to be
Yeah,
fair.
yeah, that's you. That's you, Neve. With me, it's just like, yeah.
I feel I have to win this researcher over.
I guarantee you, everyone who does research called me, goes back and goes, I'm not sure this is going to be that good.
Oh, no. What can we do? I get that one all the time. What can we do, Niamh, about Eurovision?
Oh, how can you fix it?
As if I'm the person who's going to do
What can
anything.
we do? When you're like, you could write a song and sing it.
Well,
What do you want
hello.
from me?
You know, move on.
What can we do? Retire.
Yeah.
And let somebody competent take your job.
That's harsh. So I've got to tell you something that happened to me very recently.
Go on.
Okay. So I was at a gig, right? And I gig in this place in Clon, West Cork, and I love it, right? I've been gigging there for years. This friend of mine, his family own it. And so it's a bit of an unlikely gig. It's basically in a snug of a pub and we all have the crack. And it's basically songs we know and songs we don't. It's, come on, everybody sings all night. We have the best crack. It's brilliant fun. The other day, and because I'm in the snug, and basically you're right there. And so during this period of time, there's this young fella walking around, and I say young, he might have been in his 30s, but that's young to me.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's wandering around and he keeps looking at me, blowing me kisses right from where he is. And I said to him, is this your first time? And he says, yeah. He says, I was up because he was at a stag, right? He was at a stag with 30 other people, right? And heard that Niamh Kavanagh there was a gig, Niamh Kavanagh gig. And he said, I came down, he said, it couldn't be Niamh Kavanagh. It has to be a Niamh Kavanagh tribute band. So what he did, he came down thinking it was a tribute act, right? Niamh Kavanagh tribute act. Now, my head is exploding now with about 10 different questions, right? So basically, he's going around telling everybody that he thinks the tribute act is great because it sounds like her. And basically, now he's a few drinks on him. I'm going to say this, right? But he then realises it is me and he can't cope with himself. So I had my photograph taken with him at the end, had the chats. He was a lovely fella. Never went back to a stag. And I said to him, are you the stag? He said, no, I'm the brother. I said, that's okay. So he left an entire stag party that he was supposed to be, he's best man at, basically.
To go and see a Niamh Kavanagh tribute act.
To see a Niamh Kavanagh tribute act, and he never left. And not only that, my mind is blown by the fact that somebody might ever consider being a tribute act for Niamh Kavanagh. I mean, only drag artists.
Was he Irish?
Only drag artists, yeah. Only drag artists are, try to be me. Tribute act. Or Eurovision
That's
parties.
Bananas.
Isn't it? A Niamh Kavanagh tribute act.
So
it's a thing, apparently.
Wow. Yeah, well, I mean, there's
in
a market
his head,
for it. There's a market for it.
No, there isn't.
Of course there is, Niamh.
If there's room for a Niamh Kavanagh gig, then I should be doing it. Would you like a Garrod Farrelly tribute act?
No. No.
I mean, to be fair,
because it always upsets me the things that people think are like me.
I know.
You know when somebody says, do you know who looks really like you? You're like, please stop. Please
stop talking.
I don't want to see this
Stop
person.
talking.
I don't want to. Please.
No, it's never good.
No. Have you ever been? No, you've never been in a stag, but God, they're awful.
I've been on hens, but only the hens I've been involved in are ones that you have afternoon tea because I'm at that age. I'm the old auntie hen. I don't go to the actual fun hens, but I look at them and I think, I don't want to.
No.
I don't want to be a part of that.
It's those, like, oh God, I remember I had to book a stag for my brother because I was his best man. And we went like paintballing and
sore
axe throwing.
What the fuck? Manly things. Do we have
to
do
all
manly
this,
things?
Like, stuff. And do you know what was the weirdest thing?
What?
I was doing the axe throwing.
Okay. Were you good at it?
No, it was terrible.
Oh.
And I threw the axe and it went over the wall. Do you know what was behind the wall for axe throwing?
What was it? Was it Kitten Factory?
A playground.
Oh, what?
Like
throwing axes at?
So behind the wall with targets that you would throw axes at. It was a playground. There? Like, I mean, there was no kids in it, but
I was going to say, did somebody throw the axe back?
I went around to get the axe, and even I was like, I'm getting out of here. Like, this is like, it's arguably the most dangerous place I've ever been, and there was a playground. Yeah, it was weird.
It was.
Like, I mean, I don't know why you would.
Stags are weird, though, weren't they? And even the concept of that. Stags.
Well,
and
it's
hens.
always like one last hurrah, isn't it? And I'm just not sure they're very hurrahable.
Yeah, but that was back in the day when you were giving up your freedom, right? The thing is, most people are living together for 100 years before they get married now. They're not.
Yeah, and then they cheat.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Okay.
It's like, why would you have a stag?
Yeah, but you know
Why
what I
would you
mean?
put yourself through it?
Like, it's not like you're leaving the family home to go to married life.
I know, yeah.
You know, it's not like that anymore. Most of them are already sitting on the sofa watching Emmerdale. You know what I mean?
I don't know why you would. I would definitely not want a stag.
No.
Has anyone gone to a gay stag? But surely, I did. I went to one. It was quite a classy affair.
Oh, right. Well,
Yeah, dinner,
dinner.
cocktails.
Yeah. Sounds fun.
Well, it wasn't. There was no axes were thrown.
You know, paintball and, sounds sore.
It's just there's a lot of diving behind trees.
Wow.
I'm just like, oh gosh, this is just.
I quite like the axe throwing though.
That was fun, but then it was kind of like I just wasn't very comfortable with the playground situation.
No, I can imagine. I'd say that you didn't quite have the
because I wasn't the only person that threw an axe over a wall.
Wow. So that's why there's no kids on that playground.
Well, no live kids. It's not why there was no kids in the playground. It's why there was no kids in the town.
So is there really have to do manly things on a stag? You can't just I
think so.
Like a crochet class or something. A terrarium, that could be a good class to do, wouldn't it?
I'd love to do that.
I want to do it.
There's a terrarium class up in Kilmainham. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, let's do it. Like after? No.
When can we get it for free?
Oh, I'd say if we talk about it in the right way.
I would love to do a terrarium class. Oh, if only we could get a terrarium class.
Oh, I wonder.
We just tag everyone in it.
You have a lot of followers.
I was talking to one of my friends about this.
Yeah.
We were talking about doing it. Me and my friend John.
I love the idea of it.
I'll let you know when we're doing it.
Okay. That would be amazing. I would love it.
I have a terrarium.
Have you?
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I thought I'd love it more.
Would you love it more if you made it?
I don't know.
Do you have to keep it?
I'll tell you what I did
do you have to do
right?
to keep it?
You just take the lid off once a week.
That's it.
That's it. There's no
Let the
maintenance
air
in
out.
it at all. Just let the air out of it for half an hour. It's grand. Like, I bought one, and then my boyfriend, we weren't having an argument per se,
Just that day.
but he was polishing, and he put it down sharply, let's say.
Oh.
And it cracked.
Did it shock the terrarium?
It was like cracked around the sides, and then the crack grew and grew and grew, and I tried to glue it, but I couldn't. And then I bought another jar on Amazon, so I did have to transplant my terrarium.
So you technically
So I technically did do it.
Oh.
And I was
Are you not more
this will save me
invested
90 quid. Yeah, but I would love to make another one. I'd love to make a,
I'd love to do one.
Yeah.
I'd love to do one. It's the closest I'll ever come to horticulture.
You have a garden.
I have a garden, but we cut the grass, and occasionally I put plants in that, if they live, good luck to them. And during COVID I did a lot, and I grew a lot of stuff, and I was very good at it, or should I say they grew.
Well, what I will say is I do my balcony every year. I love my balcony.
You do a good job on the balcony. We talk
The
about
balcony
that.
looks great. However,
I'd like to be good at
I
it.
know full well that I'm going to Edinburgh next week.
Oh.
And I know when I come back in 3.5 weeks' time,
Everything will be dead.
everything's going to be dead.
Will nobody water it for you?
That's what you think should happen.
Or will they overwater it? Oh.
No, they won't. What they will do is they will
Ignore it?
they'll do what they do to hostages. They will bring them to the brink of death.
And then drown them.
Then drown them in
Out of
water.
panic. He's coming home.
Revive them
He's coming home.
so they can bring them to the brink of death again. That's what will happen.
Do I need to
So
come down
all
once a
I
week?
can hope-
Do you want me to come down once a week?
Yes.
Okay.
All I can hope is that we get like a rainy August
Just give me a
for
schedule.
the sake of my
Yeah,
relationship.
just give me a schedule.
I will. Or just even like if you get a fire hose,
Yeah, oh no, I
just
can
up
do
from the
that.
bottom.
I don't need to be in there.
Just from the
That's
balcony.
only third floor, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what some of the kids doing, little bastards? Because they were playing basketball in the balconies. So they were trying to they were throwing the basketball at the balconies to see what balcony they could get it on.
Okay.
And they killed me daisies.
There seems a flaw in that.
Well,
How many basketballs did they have for this endeavour? Because surely if it went up on your balcony, it wasn't coming back down by its own volition.
No, absolutely.
And
no
you
way.
weren't putting it back down.
I stabbed it and I put it in the bin. I feel
One
like
of these
I've
days,
become
one of
the
these-
grumpy old man.
Yeah,
of the
one of these
neighbourhood.
days
I
they'll
have.
throw the big bar of chocolate up. If you were throwing it back, you'd get the ad for Dairy Milk.
But I'm not throwing it back because they killed me daisies.
Okay. It's okay.
Somebody has to pay, Niamh.
It's okay. It's okay.
Niamh, I'm going on tour again.
Are you?
Yeah,
I thought-
I am.
I thought we were going to have a break for a little while. But
No, Niamh, the tour ran too long.
Okay.
I know, I want to get a hair transplant and I didn't have time. I'm so upset. I was going to get a turkey weave. Anyway.
Turkey
weave, yeah. Yeah, I was going to get the
Wow.
full Beyonce. If you would like to come and see me, I will be at the Edinburgh Fringe
Yes.
from the whenever it starts.
In August.
31st of August, or July, until the 26th of August. I'm off on the 12th, but apparently they don't want you to publicise your day off because, you know, it's the slave trade. But anyway, I'm off on the 12th. I mean, there's hundreds of tickets on the other days. Why we have to keep the 12th a secret, I have no idea. But anyway, so I'll be there at the Edinburgh Fringe for all of August. And then I'll be on tour from the 3rd of October. And I'll be all around the country until next summer. The Vicar Street's on sale, the Dublin show. It's on the 25th of April. And
Amazing.
it starts in Ratoath. And I'll be doing all of the places that I did last time, plus a few extras. You know, like Galway, Limerick, Cork, blah, 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 blah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so come along. It's called like a road rage. And also, I'm going to say hello afterwards. I was a bit shy last time.
Oh, you got to get out among the people.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I did it at the last show and it was actually really fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
It is fun because people are usually on a high from what you're doing. And if they don't like it, well,
I'll beat the head off them.
you got to get some of your aggression. You know the way you get all that adrenaline after you do a show? You can use it on the people, the haters. They might be hugging though.
What
How do you feel about the hugging?
unnerving little lad this has been. If you would like to get tickets, GoFairly.com or through the link in my Instagram bio. Are you going to come, Niamh?
Yeah, I always do.
Yeah.
I will.
We are pausing for a moment to remind you that Agony Rants is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network. If you would like to support the show, you can do so by subscribing to the Head Stuff Podcast Network and pledging as little as €5 per month. And for that €5, you will get access to bonus content from us, which is our Vintage Rants show, which comes out fortnightly. Mm-hmm. And you'll also get bonus content from all of the shows on the Head Stuff Podcast Network.
Amazing.
Amazing. Including the show that we are cross-promoting this week, which is this one.
Do we have problems? Well, we have follow-ups.
No, we don't have a follow-up.
Well, oh.
Right in with your follow-ups.
Oh, come on, we got to know what's
We
happening
don't have
in
a
your
follow-up
world.
this week. We don't have one. But what we do have is we have some reviews.
Oh.
We have, let me see. One says, pure joy.
That's about right.
I saw a pull-up banner for the podcast at one of Garrod's shows a few months back, and I have been a loyal listener ever since.
Oh.
Hilarious, light, and absolute joy to listen to. Niamh and Garrod have brilliant chemistry.
Oh, that's
Excuse me. Delivering a balance of level-headed and occasionally sharp. Excuse me?
And when we know
Advice.
we know which is which here.
What a duo. Ever the realest. That's from A. Cole. And
Lovely.
that's on Apple Podcasts Ireland.
Amazing.
We have Worth a Listen.
Oh.
Well, that's tepid.
Listen, they left a review.
Love this podcast. That's from Mag D204
Love
on
you.
Apple Podcasts Ireland. But that is nice.
Oh, do you want blood?
5 stars. 5
you want
stars.
blood?
Thank you very much, Max.
Yeah.
Great show. Feels like a chat with friends. That's from AGM BAM.
Well, that's true.
Apple Podcasts Ireland. Yeah, that's.
I once had somebody say to me, I subscribe and I love listening to it, but I feel sometimes a little uncomfortable. And I said, why? And they said, because I feel like I'm eavesdropping.
You are. I mean,
Well, you are, technically. But you're part of it. So don't think of it as eavesdropping. Think of it as you're at the table. But just
Exactly,
But
yeah.
because we talk so much, you're
we're
not
in
allowed
your
to.
ears. We're in your ears.
Yeah.
Um,
In your ears. Sorry, couldn't.
you should do that.
No, I shouldn't. No. Definitely not. Hi, Agony Rants. Thank you for the laughs and advice. Enjoy your time off in August. Oh, thanks. I look forward to hearing about Garrod's mental breakdown episodes on the Royal Mile when he's back.
How dare you? I could be very balanced.
Well,
I
we
mean,
could be
Nobody expects it, but maybe.
I am adopted and have known this all my life. This is the problem, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Okay. There was never a big sit-down moment for my adoptive parents to say I was, but it was just weaved into everyday life and milestones, birthdays, Christmases, etc. I always considered my adoptive parents as my parents and never felt any different. I was adopted when I was 3 and after a difficult start to life with my birth parents. Okay. Recently, I have received a notification that my birth mother and her children would like to establish contact and get to know me. This has hit me like a ton of bricks. It has made me confront a lot of my own feelings I had buried deep down inside. I now realise that I harbour a lot of anger towards my birth parents for what they put me through when I was younger. I have decided that I do not want to meet them and would prefer to continue along with my life like I had been doing and likely get counselling for these emotions. That's very
enough.
Clever, very right and proper. However, what's made me reconsider is my adoptive parents' feelings. They are encouraging me to reconsider this. They say that everybody changes and I should maybe give her a chance. Addiction and actions of addicts are illnesses and not a reflection of the people.
Okay.
They think that perhaps in years to come I may change my mind and it will be too late to make contact as nobody will be around forever. They advise that at least I establish contact briefly now so that I can revisit this when I'm ready. Truth be told, my actual parents are saints and could see the good in anyone. Maybe I'm just more of a pessimist. What do you think, Agony Rants? I'm feeling lost and this decision is weighing over me. Robert. P.S. Would you consider doing an Ask Me Anything, or should I say Ask Me Nearly Anything episode for your next milestone episode? 150 is not too far around the corner. I have some random questions for both of you I'd love to ask.
Yeah, why not?
I'd love that.
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
When is 150?
I don't know, what one are we on now?
I have a clue.
It can't be far.
Well, we won't be counting the ones in August.
It'll be September.
So I guess we'll do it in September then.
So we could put a post up in August, and people can now start thinking about what they would like to ask us. It'd be interesting to get a good old list.
Yeah,
on. Be good fun.
Okay. Fine.
Thank you, Robert. That's our concept sorted now.
Fantastic. Now,
amazing. Let's get back to you.
Your problem.
Yeah. Right. My feeling is very strong on this. Go with your own instinct.
Yeah.
Go with your own instinct. If it's to be, and you are in a good place to meet your parent, your mum and your siblings, then that's fine. This is about you. It's not about your parents who have been wonderful, love you. I understand why they're saying it. They're obviously feeling that this is possibly a regret you have, and it might be, but that's up to you. That's my feeling about it. Absolutely, you are, to me, doing the right thing. You've made a decision. You've got emotions about it, maybe that you didn't have to deal with because you had such great parents and you've grown up in a lovely life, right?
Okay.
So go get some counselling for how you feel and then make your decision. Yeah, there's no rush on this. I don't care.
I agree.
No, there is no rush on this. There is absolutely no rush.
I don't think you should feel like this is your only shot.
No. I don't think he does, to be fair.
Yeah, in fairness, you don't. And in fairness, you're also really clear about why you don't want it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that you're a pessimist. I feel like that you've, there is that thing of like, if somebody hurts you twice, shame on you for allowing them. But
no, that's not the same here, I don't think. It doesn't,
no.
I get what you're saying, right? But
I guess that's why he's kind of going, I'm not going back to this, Yeah. And I guess there is something like when you're adopted like that, I guess some people have a fundamental feeling of already being rejected.
Of lost. Yeah. Lost, yeah. Unless your parents have been adopted, they don't really know what it feels like. They're just trying to empathise, and maybe they're given and I totally understand why they're saying it, and perhaps they feel for the other parent. But the reality is, or maybe this is their way of telling you that it's okay if you want to. This is their way of saying, because there must be a worry sometimes on children if they do search out their birth parents, that their adoptive parents would feel that they weren't enough, right?
Yeah.
So maybe this is their way of saying to you, we're okay if you do it. We think it's a good thing. We won't feel threatened.
They're being supportive.
Yeah, they're being supportive. But the reality is, you're the person who has to decide. Nobody else. Absolutely nobody else. End of conversation. So you get yourself into a place where you feel happy with whatever decision you make. And if that decision is, I don't need that in my life, I don't need it, I don't want it, then that's okay.
And I guess when you're adopted, I would imagine that you spend time, or not time, but effort adjusting to your life, or even there's effort in it, because you've got, when you explain to people and you talk about it, and you spend time wondering what it would have been like if you hadn't been adopted, or if you had been born to this family.
Yeah.
And then I guess when you finally put that to bed, like you do with anything that disrupts you, the urge to open it and reopen it is just not going to be there.
I agree. And actually, you seem very happy in your life, and I understand that, and you were very lucky and blessed with your parents. So if that's enough, then that's fine.
Yeah.
I do think you're very wise to think, if there are things that are upsetting you, then you should find some counselling and see where you are with that, and then make your decision. Don't rush this. You don't have to make this decision now by any stretch.
Yeah.
So I think you're wise. I think go get some counselling, deal with the feelings that you have, because there would be a lot of anger, especially if you're talking about parents who have addictions. And your adopted parents are correct. Addictions are illnesses and all of those things. And it can lead people to be maybe not who they should be or who they are. But the reality is that's not for you to take on. This is for you now to kind of decide where you are and how you're happy. Just because they want it doesn't mean that they should get it.
Okay.
That's my feeling.
I think you're right. I do think that this isn't something that you can do just to please somebody else.
No.
Because I think that it will, you're the only person that's going to have any upheaval in this, because the person that's initiating it, like your birth parents, they're obviously have thought about this for a while and have decided, now I'm ready to do this. Whereas for you, it's going to be upheaval. So I would say you just don't do anything until you're absolutely ready.
I would say that the adoptive parents probably thought about this the whole time they've had this child.
Yeah, and they could have done
because
it
it's
at any
always been a
point.
possibility.
Yeah.
And when how do we tell them, how do we do this and all this, and how do we deal with that if it comes? That will have been a conversation for them. But I suppose it might just be their way of saying, we're okay with you doing it. I understand that concept though of, you might regret it, but you can't regret a decision you've made yourself.
Yeah.
Don't make a decision for anybody else. Go figure it out yourself. But your instincts are correct. You may change your mind down the road. That's up to you. It's all. That's how I feel.
And I think I also don't feel that there's a time pressure on this either. I mean, I know that realistically there is, but if your birth parents pass away before you're ready to meet them, well, that's just the way it is. I don't think it's unfortunate that you weren't ready to meet them before they passed away.
But you have to be the one ready to meet them.
You have to be the one ready to meet them. If you're not, you're not.
Yeah. I mean, they made their decisions. This is your decision now.
Yeah.
No, but don't
be afraid to punish them. Oh, yeah, you want to look at what you could have won.
This is what you could have had.
Yeah.
No. Now,
okay.
Road. This is
I
serious.
mean, I just feel like...
No, I know.
I feel like what's happening to Robert is it feels incredibly unfair that this happens and you deal with this upheaval, and then at some point, whenever somebody else decides, they can just decide, I kind of want to see him again, and you're like, oh, now I've got to process this.
Yeah.
And that must feel very unfair, and I really feel for you I really feel for you that all of a sudden it's you that has to make this choice.
But do you not think, in a way, you may decide, after having counselling, you may decide you have questions. And those questions don't need to be answered in person.
Absolutely.
You could write a letter. In other words, rather saying absolutely not, maybe write a letter and say, look, I need to process this, and, I'll consider it. You don't have to be rude about it, but the reality is, if you're speaking to your parents, your adoptive parents, who are your real parents in your mind, and DNA does not make a parent, right, as we know. The thing about it is, say thank you to them for encouraging you to, and more importantly, thank you for raising you so beautifully. But the reality is, you don't need it now. So, and you're not ready. And it would be a terrible mistake if you met them when you're not ready, because it
screws you up a little bit.
It could destroy you.
You know what? Thank you for getting in touch. I'm delighted to hear from you. I am. I would like to talk to you at some point, but I'm not ready now. And now that you've initiated this, I'm going to go on my own, for want of a better word, journey
Yeah.
with like thinking of thinking about this, see how I feel about it,
Yeah.
and preparing myself, because it's not something that you can just jump into.
But you don't even have to do that if you don't want.
Yeah, exactly. You really don't.
Because
You don't have
let's
to do
be honest,
anything.
there's probably a million reasons why everything happened. But at the end of the day, that's not your responsibility. And no child of 3 is responsible for anything.
Yeah,
So
and if you're angry as well, though.
Yeah, it's not productive.
Yeah, if you're angry, what I would say don't do is don't do something that could potentially cut off your nose to spite your face because you're angry.
Yeah.
Because I think that is the way that you could end up regretting something when your anger is resolved.
Yeah.
But you're doing all the right things. You're saying like, I'm going to go to counselling, I'm going to have a think.
I think you know what you need to do.
Yeah, I think you know what to do, but you're right to just not jump in. And also, you don't have to do, this is the thing, especially when it involves parents.
Yeah.
You don't have to do things just because somebody says you have to do them. Just because a parent...
Unless they're younger children, then you have to do it.
But nobody listens
like
to this.
clean your room.
Nobody listens to this podcast has to do anything just
Clean
because a
your
parent
room.
says them. Says it.
I don't know. My 23-year-old, he has to clean his room.
Does he listen?
No.
Good.
He tries to pretend he does if he sees a clip.
Okay.
Right? And I quiz him further. It doesn't happen. He listens to it about as much as I do.
You have to listen to the show.
Is it so good?
It's really good, but we need to, you do need to listen.
Okay.
You need to know what's going on, Niamh.
Right, you're going to be away now for weeks. I'm going to listen to your dulcet tones in my ears.
Exactly.
Okay.
Niamh, we have another problem.
Oh, excellent.
High agony ranters.
Oh, well, we get new titles all the time.
Well, you see, I always put Dear Niamh. I'll be honest. I'm going to be honest, Niamh. The ones that come into Instagram, I put Dear Niamh and Groden in.
Oh.
Because nobody says Dear Niamh and Groden on Instagram.
Okay. Go ahead. You just destroyed me there.
I don't put the compliments in. I just put in Dear Niamh and Groden.
Okay.
And sometimes I put the name.
Okay. Good job.
Yeah. Unless they say, call me,
Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's usually Sarah.
Yeah.
Problem 6. Hi, agony ranters. Just discovered your podcast because a friend put me onto ye. I'm an attention whore.
You're in good company here.
Welcome to the club. So I've been struggling to come up with something to seek your advice on. Now, come here. No, we're not doing this.
This is a makey-uppy one. Come on, let's say.
Just to hear you say my name, which is Anthony.
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 He might like you to say it better.
Anthony.
Oh, yeah, you've got a lovely voice.
I do,
You
yeah.
The
I do,
tone of
yeah.
your voice is
Niamh, I
amazing.
do, yeah.
Especially.
Anyway, my dad is from Quebec.
Okay.
That's wild.
Is this a problem?
And although he might look and sound like an authentic Wicklow man now, that he has been here for about 40 years, there are some things that are embarrassingly Quebecioi about him. Anthony, I'm just going to say that I have a boiling rage simmering about you. But Quebecioi, that could send me over the edge.
Okay. Come on then.
For example, he has one pair of sandals that he will wear all year round. Come winter, he wears socks with them. Oh, Jesus. But they won't always even be the same colour as the sandals.
Oh, my God.
So they really stand out like white socks and black sandals.
Mm.
Now, once they're not different socks,
Oh, you mean as
I
in
just
one
think
black and one white?
the level of just... Like, at what point are you just like doing as little as possible where you can't even wear socks that match? Socks have to match. That was the one thing I changed with my boyfriend when we moved in together years ago. No, he used to wear odd socks. I was like, no. Oh, no. We're fixing this now. No. And I did. Now, it did mean that I ended up balling up his socks. Like a good little housewife that I was.
Lovely.
But if he thought for 1 second
That was
he's
acceptable.
going to wear odd socks, that's just not acceptable.
No.
At this point, I know that if anybody from my town is listening, they will probably know exactly who my dad is.
Okay.
Yeah, the Quebeciois with the sandals and socks.
In Wicklow.
Anyway, as you're both aware, the weather has been a bit cold in Ireland lately, so I found myself towing pair socks under my sandals. What? Throwing a pair of socks under my sandals?
Must be.
Which I've never done before. Honest. And it was only to walk around the house and garden. I wouldn't wear them into town. But it got me thinking, why is there a stigma about this? Jesus Christ. What a spectacular waste of all of our time.
think this is an issue. Come on,
It's
socks
not an
and
issue.
sandals. Socks
It's
and
not.
sandals.
Anthony needs to get a job. Get out in the world.
Anthony, you need to come and meet us. I think I need to know who you are.
I love the feeling, but I hate myself at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
Should I go full on socks and slippers like my dad? I'm only 38. Thanks, Anthony.
No. I see. He's talking about the socks and sandals, but what he's worried about at 38 is that he is turning into his dad. This is not really about the socks and sandals. This is about him moving into a period of life where he's thinking, you know, when you look at a pair of chinos when you're young and you think you would rather throw up than wear them, right? And then you get to a stage where you're thinking, oh, actually, chinos would be lovely, right? Now, I appreciate that you're looking at me as if you like chinos. Do you like chinos?
I kind of like chinos.
Oh my God. You are my friend. Anyway, so here's the thing, right? The thing about it is, in my day when I was young, only as people of a certain age wore chinos, especially with the little elastic bit at the back. Just keep it on. You know, and the thing about that is when you start looking at them going, God, they look comfy. You know, that's a moment. That's not about the chinos. It's about the fact that you realise you are moving into that space where you're getting old enough to like that.
No, Niamh.
No?
I think you are intellectualising Anthony's problem.
I'm doing my very
far
best here.
Too much. Anthony, you've had your little moments in the sun now.
We love you, Anthony.
This is the most spectacular load of shit that I've read in 140 odd episodes.
I know.
This is...
No,
you shouldn't go full on socks and slippers ever.
no. To be fair, once I saw
Socks
a
and
nice...
slippers. Socks and... It wasn't
Sandals.
slippers, it was sandals.
Sandals.
He wrote slippers
But
at the end.
also socks and slippers, no.
No.
I'm just going to say, I saw a lovely pair of sandals once and I sent the photograph to my husband and I said, what about these for your holiday? And he said, can you wear socks with them? And I said, never speak to me again.
No.
You will never see
I would
these
love to wear
sandals.
sandals, but I have an ugly foot.
Have you?
I have an ugly toe because I had an operation on it when I was younger.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's other people's problems, not yours.
I know, yeah, but it's just...
It upsets you when you
it
look
does
at it.
upset me. I'm a bit embarrassed.
Are you
Feel
funny about
traumatised.
feet?
Yeah, I'm kind of like one of those...
Do you like other people's feet? Do you like other
No.
No, I don't mean like. I mean, do you look at? Are you okay looking at other people's feet, or does it like revolt you?
Well, I mean, it's like looking at somebody's hands, really. I mean, I don't have an opinion on it, really.
Oh, okay, good. So if somebody had a funny toe, would you look at them and go, "That's a funny toe. I don't like it. Put it away."
Well, it's not.
Would
It's
you?
not funny.
Would you?
Just as a scar on it.
Answer the question. Would you,
Would I say that looks funny?
or would you be going, "Put that away. There's no business out."
No, I wouldn't say no.
Well, then why would anybody care about your scar on your toe?
I know. Yeah, I just feel like
This feels like therapy for your
it
foot.
does. Yeah, it's working.
Good. You'll be in here in
I-
sandals next day.
Yeah.
Do you know the ones I hate?
I do think a man in sandals.
I
just
know.
no.
I know. But I can't wear anything between my toes.
Oh, those flip flops, like
I think they're horrendous.
they are ugly. I do think flip flops are ugly, and I like that we. Do you know what I don't understand? There's because I was in the airport yesterday. There is this thing of like men that wear those flip flops, not flip flops, but you know the ones that
Are they slides?
Are they just the ones that are like the base with the one band
Yeah,
going
slides.
across? They're called slides. Okay. Men that wear them with socks
Oh no.
walking through the airport.
No.
And it's not even
It's
it's young men. It's young boys.
yeah. No, I can't. It does nothing for me. Anthony, I'm going to take your problem as seriously as I can, right?
I'm
the
going
thing
to
is,
take your problem. And
I
I'm
don't.
gonna round up your...
You stop talking now. It's okay if you want to wear them, but you have to accept that you're getting older. You're approaching 40 now. That's what's wrong with you. You're heading towards the 40, and you're feared that that's going to change you into a sock-wearing monster. The truth is, you're going to be 40 whether you like it or not. So you either embrace it and love it. If you like the feeling of the socks, just get on with it. Own it or don't do it.
Nobody
Otherwise,
cares, Anthony.
No,
They
well,
just
Roe doesn't
don't-
care.
no,
I
like,
care.
No, Anthony, no. No.
But it is an interesting conversation.
It's so interesting. We're going to wrap it up. I swear to God, if anyone ever writes us a problem like this ever again, this will be the one that I'll end the show. I will end the show. This remember Dawn French? I was reading Dawn French's book at the moment.
Right, okay, which one? Because she's many.
She's a great writer.
Dear Fatty.
No, that's a great book.
That is a great book.
Oh my God, it's a great book. I read that only a little while ago, but I read her other one, The Twat Files.
Oh, yes.
And She talks about when she ended French and Saunders.
And what did she say?
It was really interesting. Did you know why she ended it?
Because she was done?
No. She did it because they did this sketch on the Top of the Pop set where she was dressed as Anastasia.
Oh, well, she's normally Sonia. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, she was dressed as Anastasia, and then Anastasia was there. And whatever they did anyway, she just got really upset about it. She felt that she
was done with that.
Yeah, she felt like that she had really kind of
crossed the line.
Crossed the line.
Yeah.
And then she just decided that was it, and she ended the show.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, they did parodies and they became really well known for that, right? And they were brilliant at them. But the problem is they weren't often complimentary, but they were usually done in a tongue-in-cheek, almost fond way.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it got to a point where somebody either didn't take it fondly, or more importantly, that they realised that they were trying to push the boundary because people wanted it to be more and more all the time.
Because
I loved their
I saw that and I watched that sketch. The first thing I did was watch the sketch when I read it in the book. Yeah. And like, it was a good sketch. Like I didn't see.
You didn't think about it.
Yeah, but she kind of, I think she kind of regrets it now. But it was just a very interesting story. But what I'm saying is, Anthony, this letter is
this is Anastasia,
potentially our Anastasia sketch.
No, there's no R in the century. This is Rhodes Anastasia.
Yeah.
Moment.
If you hear if it's Brian Dowling next month, you'll know what happened, Anthony. You did it. It's been wonderful to talk to you, Niamh.
You too, my love. And Anthony, I hope you resolve your issue, whatever that issue is.
Whatever. I have a fair idea what that issue is, and it's nothing to do with sandals. It's been wonderful to talk to you. We will chat to you. We'll be there every Monday.
But you'll see us for real, probably
in
September.
In the first week in September.
And actually, if you've any questions that you've always wanted to ask us, send them in.
Yes, do.
And problems, of course, because you'll have plenty of problems during August, I think.
Send us in your problems, ignorance@gmail.com. Send us in a question that you've always wanted to ask us. Vintage Rants will be out when Vintage Rants is out. And then on the free feed, there will be Vintage Rants
of old.
Galore.
Of yore.
Every Monday when there will be an episode, there'll be a Vintage Rants. And if you are enjoying Vintage Rants, then get on
and subscribe.
And subscribe to Heads of Plus, and then you'll get that when we come back as well. If you want to buy a tote.
Please. I told you.
Buy a tote. I'm going to make a vest out of one.
Oh my gosh. Do you know that look that young girls have where they can have the short kind of vesty kind of jumper, and then they have the kind of floating blouse underneath?
Oh yeah.
You could make one of that because they're only small there. You need a couple of totes for me, to be fair.
I'll bring a stapler. We will chat to you on your back.
We'll have one of us on each side.
And we will chat to you soon. Enjoy your August.
Bye.
Bye.
This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with Head Stuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.